have talked so much about cross-border collaboration and collaboration in all senses, and a very good example of cross-border learnings is the collaboration between India and Sweden when it comes to healthcare. And I would like to welcome, there you are, where you are, Amrit Hinduja, who is Head of Business Sweden in Bangalore in India, and you will tell us more about this. Please welcome.
Thank you, Ingrid. Great to be here. Absolutely. I think we've been speaking about cancer the entire day. It's such a big problem. And I think the past 2 years have shown us that when you look at healthcare challenges around the world, if you really put yourselves together, we can solve it much faster. I think the vaccine stories around the world are so typical of it. And this is something we have tried to do, try to solve healthcare by kind of removing the borders. And let me invite some of my friends up here to run a short conversation with you to tell you about what we are doing and how we are on this journey. Cecilia, the Swedish Trade Commissioner to India, welcome. Can I invite Hicham Mignani, Corporate Affairs Director of AstraZeneca GCC, and Ebba Hult, our partner from Vision Zero Cancer in this journey, and Mohan Frick, CEO of Scandinavian Chemotech. Please. So I think Christina, who spoke earlier, I think alluded quite well that you need to work with healthcare systems. It's not easy. You really need to invest. You really need to consistently collaborate. Cecilia, the Sweden-India Healthcare Innovation Center is exactly about this. Can you tell us more?
It is. Thank you, Amrit. Well, a few years ago, Prime Minister Modi and our own Prime Minister at that time, Stefan Löfven, signed an MOU in healthcare, which today is actually considered one of the most successful MOUs in healthcare. To elaborate further on this already existing collaboration, we at Business Sweden, together with 2 governmental-run hospitals in India, AIIMS Delhi and AIIMS Jodhpur, signed an agreement which we today called India-Sweden Healthcare Innovation Center. This is built upon the very useful quadruple helix model, where we have government, academia, policymakers, and industry and startups all collaborating. Just to mention a few, we have some companies heavily invested in this, like AstraZeneca and now also Chemotech. Yes, so this center is built on 3 pillars, or 3 different pathways, where the first one are where we foster innovations and technology through working together with startups. And today, as we speak, we have no less than 24 startups that we are mentoring and helping to adjust to being helpful to the healthcare system. The second pillar is capability building and upskilling, especially of the nurses, since this is a pathway that we constantly need to work with. We've had the first training session, which was live in Jodhpur, but what we are looking into and working on right now is doing this into an e-module, so we can reach out pan-India. Third and last pillar is, of course, co-development of all the processes, but also of protocols that we need and use. And this is where we have organized ourselves into a center of excellence. And here we are working a lot with finding a holistic view of different treatments. So this is basically what it's made up of.
No, I think absolutely. I think it's I think what we call the systems approach, right, to really solve it rather than in a siloed approach. And it's not just an idea. It's not just a concept. It's actually happening here and now. And today, at this platform, we're very happy to unveil 2 Center of Excellences today to you and introduce it to you. The first one is the India-Sweden Center of Excellence in Oncology. And may I request that the unveiling video be played to maybe give you a quick glimpse rather than me speaking and explaining it.
already made for the patient. After that, the patient will be referred to the Center of Excellence when they are found fit that they can give a complete detailed information what is required for the particular study. This is the reception counter where the patient will come from the OPD and get registered in the Center of Excellence for further counseling process. From here, the patients will further move to the cabins that are created, and there are different sets of cabins created, including the physical rehabilitation, psychological counseling, nutritional counseling, and palliative care counseling points. So after going through all these cabins, the patient will submit all the documents. There are different domicile forms also for each and every cabin, on which the patient, according to the patient's requirement, questions are added, which will be answered and assessed on follow-up, that how the counseling is improving the quality of life of patients.
So they have to be told about their disease, how it progresses, the possible signs and symptoms, the causes of cancer, can cancer be prevented, and frequently asked questions.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're very happy to kind of share this with you. And I have Hicham, you've been, I think AstraZeneca has been a knowledge partner in this, and I think you've been a key catalyst to make this happen. Why is this important for a company like you? Why get involved with the public sector in doing something like this?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Amrit. I mean, I think the video speaks by itself. I mean, for AstraZeneca, I mean, we have been in the oncology space for many years. We have invested heavily to basically come and discover new molecules in multiple cancers, and also manufacturing at a high speed with the highest quality. But what we realize that for AstraZeneca to really differentiate ourselves, we have to become more and more patient-centric. And when I say patient-centric, it means that while our core focus is to discover new molecules and make them available across the globe with the most affordable prices, what's really important is also to make sure that we are providing end-to-end solution, focusing on the different stage of the patient pathway. And again, I think this initiative in India is amazing, and I really want to thank here Team Sweden and Business Sweden, because what we realize that in AstraZeneca, we don't have the, I would say, capacity and capabilities to do this by ourselves. The only way is to really build an ecosystem, having the right partner on the ground who will support us to achieve such an amazing project, which is really impacting the patient life, especially cancer patients. I think that many of us have or had someone suffering from cancer, either a family member or a friend, and we realize that the struggle is always at the beginning of the patient care, when the patient got to know that he is suffering from cancer, or after being initiated on a treatment, and where they realize that the side effect can have a lot of impact, the quality of life could also be impacted. So I believe that this program, where we're bringing different key stakeholders, supporting the patients to have a better quality of life, is outstanding. And we're really looking forward to scale it up and take it to the next level, and hopefully even in other countries outside of India. So thank you again for Business Sweden and Team Sweden for bringing this to life.
No, thank you for highlighting, I think, the importance to work in this constellation, and also under this, the diplomatic kind of MOU we have. We've had the Ministry of Health and Social Affairs very active in this collaboration, and I think probably this will help us to kind of scale it up as we go ahead, and I think we're all very happy to partner. Ebba, Vision Zero has been involved in this journey. How do you see it developing going ahead?
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Amrit and Dia and Cecilia, for inviting us and also bringing us into this partnership for transforming the healthcare, and together with AIMS India. And I was part of earlier works also when we discussed this possibilities of setting up and starting out in Jodhpur. And as many of you have heard throughout the day, Vision Zero Cancer is a catalyst network for system innovation. We started in Sweden, we started in lung cancer, but we have a global ambition. And to make that global ambition happening, we do it through partnerships. And this is an excellent first partnership where we will bring in and do the exchange when it comes to knowledge and capacity building. Specifically, as we have the experience from Sweden of developing national care programs, the psychosocial support, rehabilitation. So we are bringing in experts to work on that, and also through e-platforms and to develop. So I think it's now that the center has been launched, you have several good startups and other technology partners already bringing in technologies, and we will work a lot through the different professionals in Sweden to co-create programs and develop with the skilling specifically. So we look forward now to sort of, shovel up our sleeves and start working together. And make it all happen. So thank you.
No, absolutely. I think it's going to be a two-way kind of streak. And
definitely. We have equally much to learn and take it back to Sweden from you. So it's very exciting times ahead, I think.
Yeah. No, thanks, Ebba. We very much value Vision Zero with us on this. And moving to our second partnership, with you talking about also having more partnerships, I'm happy to have Mohan with us, who's working closely with us in the second concept of our Center of Excellence. We call it the Center of Excellence in Tumor-Specific Electroporation. Mohan, you're a growing company, a very ambitious company with a focus in many different international markets. Why have you chosen to do this?
First of all, thank you very much, Amrit and Cecilia, for bringing us here. It's an honor that you say these words, having in mind the company's brands that I have around me. Chemotech is a startup that I started with my partners 2015 with one aim, and it was to solve the challenge of treating cancer when the standard of care therapies has not succeeded because of different reasons. We talked about it, early detection here today, which is one of the major things, especially in a country like India. So I from the start, had India as one of the target markets. And how better could it be to come from a country like Sweden that initiates governmental support programs to help startups and even great big companies like AstraZeneca here to initiate programs to open doors for us, doors that we would normally expect to take several years to reach, to start clinical trials and evaluations with the great AIMS organizations of India. It's really, really beneficial for us. The knowledge that we see in the academia in medicine in India is really, really great. We appreciate that. And thank you for establishing this Center of Excellence and invite us to this. We are very proud to be part of it.
No, thank you, Mohan. I think you raise a very important thing that you really need to be committed. If these things need to happen and really happen in real life, you need commitment. And Business Sweden and all our partners are quite committed, Cecilia. And what's your vision for this going ahead?
Well, of course, we are extremely committed, and we are also very happy to have people like all of you on board, and also what you represent. Well, what we feel is this is the vehicle, and the road ahead can go anywhere and can be with any partner. So we would like to, of course, to expand not only the company side, but also the organization side, academia, and policymakers as well. So we likely happily invite all of you to participate in this.
Thank you, Cecilia. I think that's a perfect way to end, to kind of invite for more collaboration. With that, thank you all, and back to you, Ingrid.
Yes, and thank you. What a great example. Thank you so much. And now